Hi, you've just tuned in to listening to me talking to Julia Williams, who is the co-founder of Tripudio Movement Systems. But not only that, she is an MLD therapist, a yoga teacher, a are you a Pilates instructor?
Oh, yeah.
No, she doesn't do Pilates. There we go. But she's really brilliant at knowing all her stuff about MLD, reflexology, aromatherapy and everything. So I'm going to hand you over to Julia Williams, who will tell us a bit more about what is Tripudio.
Okay, all right. Thanks, Karen. All right. So, yes, so here we are having a little conversation, I think. Tripudio. So, Tripudio Movement Systems was developed nearly 10 years ago now, coming up to its 10th anniversary year next year. And it was designed as a movement program to give exercise and movement to people who aren't the usual gym bunnies, or or even those that want to do yoga, because yoga means getting up and down off the floor. It might be a bit quiet. So I wanted something that would fit the bill for pretty much everybody. That's a bit of a tall order, but the other link to this is the lymphatic system. And so where Tripudio has gone very much so in recent years is working with people who have lymphatic disorders, lymphedema, lipedema, or perhaps are a little bit overweight, struggling a little bit with exercise. So our program is all about exercise and movement through music, but in quite a gentle way. We use chairs, we do some seated, we do some standing work. What else can I say? What's Karen? What am I missing out here?
We do bits of dancing, we use props to aid movement and increase strength. What else do we do? Oh, caught us on the hop there.
Yeah.
Aha. There we go. There's a prop. Love a prop.
Yeah. So we use quite a bit of work with balls because that creates movement. It's quite nice and easy to move. And also with walls, really good for rolling up walls. So people have had surgery to their upper body or lymphatic disorders and things. It's a really nice way of opening up, stretching the scar tissue, getting the lymph working, the fascia moving. So we're quite fond of our balls, I must admit. So, and I think I'll just turn the tables a bit to Karen now, because Karen was a class member a few years ago now. And she seemed to pick things up really quickly. And I thought, oh, this lady has some sort of background. She's not letting on to me. So she came because she had a health condition. I'll ask her to tell you a little bit more about that. But now she's my right-hand lady, and one, as she puts it, one of my wacky instructors. So Karen, what can you tell me about your Tripudio journey?
Well, about 3 years ago, my health was really bad. Through stress, I had a very stressful job, shoulders had locked up, frozen neck, everything. And it got to the winter, massive cold, 3 months, and my breathing got worse. We found that I couldn't even walk along the street without going, and I thought, I've got to do something about this. You know, I've come from a dance movement background. I knew myself I'd put on weight. But what I really knew was there was no way I could go back and do yoga. I couldn't get on the floor. There was no way I could do a Pilates class. I think the Pilates class would have killed me off and done my back in. And it just happened. I'm flicking through the local paper because, of course, we live in the same area. And there were the magic words. An exercise class I can do sitting down. And I just thought, that's great. That's all I can cope with. I can just sit down, wave my arms around, and if I keel over, I haven't got too far to go. So I thought, right, as of the first week of January, this has got to happen. I've got to start exercising. And I knew that the smallest amount of exercise I could start with the small steps, was the best route to go, because I mean, I couldn't move, I couldn't turn my head, I couldn't bend from side to side, absolutely solid, but you wouldn't believe that if you saw me now. So I phoned up Julia, emailed her, said, I'm coming to this class, can I come? Thought, we'll go there, we'll start, see what it's like. Never heard of Tripudio. Who knows what it is that I'm letting myself in for. But I thought, if I can wave my arms around, sit on a chair, we'll give it a go. So I rock on up, and I'm in the studio that Julia's sitting in now, with some other lovely ladies in there, and listen to them and why they're there, get chatting to them. They were a lovely bunch. And we just started. The first exercise was extremely simple. I could just sit in a chair and do this with my fingers. I mean, how easy is that? I was just thinking, hey, I'm onto a good one here. And then we had to stand, and we did some movements in the flow, and I thought, well, do you know what? I can do that. I may not be able to move as well, but it was nice and easy, and everything was lovely and relaxed. And this is how the class continued. We sat down, we did a little bit of mobilization, stood up, did something else, did the ball work, and I could realise where I was tight and what I needed to work on. But never once did I feel dizzy, very out of breath or anything. It was just gentle. And we had a little water break halfway through, I always remember this, and chatting to people. And by the time we got to the end of class, we did a little dance, and I thought, oh, actually, this is quite good. I can feel things hurt for a little bit, but they always do. When you sort of like locked solid and you can't turn your shoulders or your head, you're in pain anyway. But this was easing the pain as I was doing the movements, and it was helping my breathing, because I had to breathe. I had to think about my breathing. And I got to end of class, and for first class in a long, long time of absolutely no exercising, it was good. And so this goes on. It's a bit of a long story. It goes on for 6 weeks. I cut it short. And I'm really enjoying this. I'm really getting into it. I know the people in the class. I know why they're coming to class. And Julia suddenly announces, I've got to go off to Aberdeen to teach some new Tripudio instructors. I won't be here. And I'm like, oh. I was thinking, no, I've just got into this. This is 6 weeks. I'm really just about seeing some brilliant results. I'm moving. And then I think you had an operation coming up, didn't you, on your leg or something?
Yeah.
And she said, oh, and then I'll be out of action for another couple of weeks afterwards, where I have this leg operation. And I'm like, oh, I can't go 2 months without, this is what's going on in my head. I can't go 2 months without a Tripudio class. What am I going to do? I'm going to seize up. I'm like this. And there was this little voice that went, I'll take class. And everybody suddenly looked at me, and Judy said, well, there you go. If you want to, take it.
You can use the room. You can all come to class, and Karen can guide you through what we do, and just have some fun with it.
Yeah.
And that's what happened, wasn't it? That's what happened initially. And then when we realised that you were made for this, was a made to measure, then you came on my training the following year, I believe it was. Yeah.
And it was lovely, because all anybody wanted was just somebody to stand at the front, wave their arms around. We had a great laugh, because I didn't know the exercises, but everybody in the room did. And I'd go, what do we do to
music?
Well, we had the music, which was great, and I'd go, we do arms to this bit of music, anyway. So it was very basic, and they would do it, and I'd copy them, but all they wanted was just somebody at the front. We had, every Tripudio class is a laugh. When you're in that room there's always fun laughter and talk going on, as such. And I trained as an instructor. I really got heavily into fascia. Me and fascia is like, I love fascia. I haven't got a medical background, but I'm absolutely intrigued by fascia and lymph. And we're 3 years on, and I'm teaching classes at the moment because of COVID. We're online, so there's classes every day. My immune system's incredibly good, so that's not bad. And Julia does classes online, don't you? And you've just been videoing for a conference. How's that?
Brilliant. Yeah, two conferences, and also we've got online training now as well. So things have moved on leaps and rounds, particularly in this last 6 months with changes. We've all had to make changes, and and it's gone really well. So
Yeah.
next training, a few weeks time, we've got someone from Brazil and somewhere else in America, uh,
Yeah.
and a couple of others from other parts of the UK. So it's really changed the way we do things.
Mm.
It's fun.
And
And
yeah,
we're going to
and
share some. I think next little video thing we better look at some movement.
yeah. But it's been really good taking it online and bringing it out and just chatting to people around the world. I mean, I have some clients in New Zealand and it's bedtime and they join my class just to do the flow, then they go to bed and they say how much it really improves them and it eases the pain. So yeah, so look forward to that. We'll definitely have to do the flow next time, won't we?
I think we will. I think
Yeah,
we will. Well, I think that's us for this afternoon, I think.
definitely. Okay then.
All right, another time. Bye, everyone.
Bye.